Well, I went to my first and last electric picnic. I'm glad I did it, but I'm definitely going to be referring to it as a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It was a lot like a fun fair that you just don't get to leave, and my original hypothesis of it being not dissimilar to a zombie apocalypse was really a lot more bang on than I thought. It was exactly like Night of the Living Dead, beginning with what I can only describe as a pilgrimage to our campsite. Now, this was actually a good experience in some ways. It kind of immediately bonded you to your fellow man, because this walk was so incredibly awful. Donning my pink pennies wellies and my poncho, I soon discovered I was far too hot in the beating sunshine, and weather this weekend was a huge factor. It started sunny, it became rainy, then we had a storm, then it was sunny again, then it rained again, then it was sunny. No predicting it. Absolutely not. You can never have enough clothes. You will go through 4 tops a day. You need more tops. You're already laden down with your sleeping bag, your blow-up mattress, your 50 million clothes, and your drinking apparel, which is quite heavy. And the first thing that happened for me when we stepped out of our vehicle was my 2 friends produced these giant backpacks, like they were professional mountain people. Excuse me? Where did you get your humongous Himalaya backpacks? I had brought a broken leather bag and an Aldi plastic bag and a bin liner to carry my apparatus in. And as it turns out, that's not super effective because it's a long walk. Nothing can prepare you for the walk. At one point, I just gave up and I sat down in the middle of a field called Jimi Hendrix, and I just sat there. I think I sat there for a good half an hour. So eventually I got up and I kept walking, and I got to the security guards, who took one look at me and went, "Do you need some help?" I couldn't even be polite and friendly. I just said, At this point, I didn't feel like a strong, independent woman anymore. So yes, I let them carry my bags. Thank you, Mr. Security Man. I might still be making my way in otherwise. So then, donning my glittery wristband, it was into the glamping area. This was VIP. That means you're very important. And they restocked the toilet paper in the portaloos more regularly. Yay! We had access to the important people areas. Why the areas were important, I'm not sure. But I sure felt good about myself. So we got to our teepee, and it was pretty big. The other girls were pretty excited about the fact that it had a carpet and we could stand up in it. So that was good. And we put on our first costumes. There was a lot of this, and a lot of this, and a whole lot of this. And then began the process of losing each other and looking for each other on a consistent basis for the next 3 days. Where's Carol? Where's Turfla? Where's Karen? Where's Sharon? I'm lost. I'm lost. My biggest advice for anyone who's a little skeptical about the whole festival process is just to do your own thing, which I twigged onto on day 2. Yes, the music was good. Yes, the alcohol was good. Yes, I enjoyed doing that 2 to 3 hours of every day, but not for the whole day, every day. So, I went off and did my thing. And oh my god, the acts were actually amazing. I went to some debates, I went to the circus, I went to the theatre, read some literature, but the absolute highlight for me was the comedy tent, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, a Bando Man, who is a double act of an improvisational rapper and his friend, I want to say, who plays the keyboard. Then of course David O'Doherty, who needs no plugging because he's doing pretty well, speaks for himself, he's super famous. And the low light for me was when somebody took my battery pack. They stole it, they just stole it right from the room. I considered taking the other plug sockets and leaving a ransom note, but I didn't have a pen, so I didn't leave a ransom note. But as well as zombies, I thought a lot about the Fight Club and the line, "You are not a special snowflake. You are one of 55,000 people. There's nothing special about you." Despite the number of portaloos, I saw a lot of girls peeing against fences and guys peeing against fences. You will see everyone and everything. I literally saw a girl wandering around without pants, casual as could be. I've seen people wandering around without pants before, but they were out of their minds. This girl was just cool as a cucumber, just walking around with no pants on. To the point that I began to wonder if it was me. Maybe she was wearing pants, but no, she wasn't. She wasn't wearing any pants. Some people bring kids, and I would imagine that's a completely different festival experience. One where much of your time is spent shading your children from the visions that I saw. Good for you. You're still cool, in touch with the world, and you save money on a babysitter. Well done. If you're staying for the 3 nights, go hard or go home. you will come to a point where you just hate your loud and lechy friends. And at this time, you have one of two options. You can either bail and go home like an absolute loser, or you can jump on board and get loud and lechy with them. I did the latter. The toilets themselves smell every bit as bad as you would imagine, but I was quite surprised that they mostly were in stock with loo paper. However, something the brochure does not advertise is the fact that on the third day, they start to lock the portaloos. In my opinion, this is some kind of reverse psychology. Like, you know when you go into Marks and Spencer's and you smell all the cookies and it makes you really want to buy cookies? Well, by Monday, Electric Picnic really wants you to go home. And so they release the smell of shit into the air. In case you didn't know, you should go home. You're not welcome there anymore. So overall, it was a good and positive experience that I hope to never ever have again. Unless, of course, I go as a very important person, at which point I will be flown to a 5-star hotel at the end of the evening. I would be okay with this. I would say I had 70% of a good time. And that's a lot more of a good time than I would have thought. In the meantime, Chewie was having the time of his life with his girlfriend. So now we're gonna go and drink a lot of water and sleep for the next 12 hours. Bye! He just drank my water.